What's up guys, this is Chris here, and today we got a big list for you. Today we're going to be talking about the 10 best guns under $400. Now I know what weekend it is. I know you guys are all out there looking for deals. You're looking for the best stuff for the least amount of money. So I'm here to help out with that. If you're in the market for a handgun, maybe a shotgun or a rifle, possibly a PCC, this is a pretty good video to watch because in my opinion, I have the best of all of those on this list for under 400 bucks. So if you're looking to spend a very little amount of money, you still get a pretty good gun. Here you go. Before we do that, I want to mention my Patriots supporters. Thank you guys very much. Because of you guys, we have a lot of the guns, ammo, and cool stuff on the channel. If you want to help out, that's the best way to do it. Just go to the link in the description below and sign up. We try to make reviews for you and not the industry, so we really appreciate it that you support us. I also want to mention a local shelter in Ames, Iowa. It's the YSS. Those kids could really use your help, so please go down there and donate to those kids. That link is in the description below. Just click that link and donate. And then finally in that description is a link to my Twitter, @HonestOutlaw_. We're doing a lot of cool deals, a lot of exclusive content, trying to get that popping over there. I just joined Twitter this year, so if you're into that kind of thing, I'd appreciate it if you'd follow me over there. Now, when we talk about the best guns under 400, what are we talking about? Well, first off, I want proven firearms. I want things that are reliable, accurate, durable, and I want things that can do multiple tasks. So I've tried to pick all of the best guns from each category and put them on this list. As long as they can be found for under $400 somewhere, they're on this list. I'm not saying you're gonna be able to find them all for 400. Prices may vary. Obviously, things are more expensive in California than they are where I live in Iowa, so you're gonna have to scale it to wherever you live. That being said, all of these are gonna be tested by me. They're gonna be shot by me, lots of rounds through them, and most of these have full reviews on my channel. So if you wanna see a more detailed dive in any of these guns, feel free to check my back catalog. Just type in Honest Outlaw, whatever gun it is, and it'll come up. Now in with number 10, we have a 9mm pistol. This is the Beretta APX. Now the Beretta APX is a very interesting firearm that doesn't get a lot of love on the internet, and that's probably because of how it looks. Nobody likes an ugly duckling until it turns into a swan, and this baby is still in the duckling phase. That being said, it is a very reliable, very accurate, very durable, and very cool firearm. The APX is a striker-fired polymer frame pistol that is in 9mm. It comes with an optic system, decent sights, front slide serrations, a freaking fire control unit, so if you want to put that in a whole bunch of other guns, you can. If you live in a state where it's hard to get a handgun, you can only get one at a time, this is a good way to go because the serialized part is the fire control unit. Comes with a light rail, has a pretty good trigger, big old trigger guards, so if you live in a cold state like me, it's still pretty good for a carry gun. 3 back straps, and it comes with 15 or 17 round mags depending on where you get them, making it not only good for concealed carry, for home defense. You can use this for plinking, fun on the range. You can use this for whatever you want. Sort of a Glock 19 size firearm, but with a fire control unit and sub $400. You get good customer service with a company like Beretta. You get ambi controls, you get a swappable magazine release, you get basically everything you need for the sub $400 price. So it's a pretty good entry in this list. In at number 9, oh boy, we have what I just shot the other day, the Keltech Sub 2000. Now, the Keltech Sub 2000 is a blowback operated 9mm pistol caliber carbine that only weighs 4.5 pounds. It has a 16-inch barrel. It has a full Picatinny rail on the top and the bottom, and it takes Glock magazines, which is pretty cool. So you can put in a 17, 25, the big sticks, whichever ones you want to put in there, and they're going to work great. Also, Glock mags are cheap and available literally everywhere, so that's awesome. You get a really available cartridge, you get a really available magazine, and you get a very lightweight platform that does this. Folds in half. So if you're looking for a foldy gun for the sub $400 price point, you want to stick this anywhere, you can stick a briefcase. You can actually do that with the Keltech Sub 2K. Now, there are some ergonomic issues with the gun. First off, the blowback operation is very reliable, but it does have a lot of recoil. Charging handle is a little rough, the stock is a little bit uncomfortable, and the optics mounting system only works if you don't fold the gun, which is the only trick of the gun. But if you're looking for just a regular 9mm pistol caliber carbine under 400 bucks, this is a great way to go. And if you want to fold it, you can just run the iron sights. In at number 8, the Remington 870. I don't think you need me to tell you the Remington 870 is awesome. It's one of the highest sold, if not the most sold, pump shotgun of all time. And people are aware that it exists. It comes in 12 gauge, 20 gauge, 410, 28 gauge, whatever you want. The 870 comes in that caliber, and on top of that, it also comes in different barrel lengths, different camel patterns, pistol grips, shorties, whatever you want. And that is one of the reasons why it makes the list. The other reason is extremely reliable. However, most modern Remington guns aren't quite as good as they used to be. The 870 is still pretty good. Super smooth action. Pump action shotguns are not only reliable and durable, they're relatively easy to use. They're great for home defense. They're great for hunting. They're great for plinking. You can go skeet shooting with them. You can do all kinds of stuff with a Remington 870. And on top of that, if you just buy the gun, you buy a whole gang of barrels. You can buy a slug barrel, you can buy a bird barrel, and you can do whatever you want to do with a shotgun. I mean, you could row a boat with it if you want to shoot it and just go backward. So if you're looking for a great shotgun for a low price, the 870 is a good way to go, but I think we have a better way later. Now, as I mentioned, the only real bad thing about the 870 is going to be the quality control issues from Remington. And if you want to avoid that, my personal preference is to go with the older ones, the 1970s, the 1980s. If you want to spend a little more and get a Wingmaster, it's going to be super slick and really easy to use. In at number 7, we have the Palmetto State Armory Rock 5.7. I don't know if you're into that, looking like a cowboy, but you can. This is a 25-ounce pistol with a 20+ round capacity with a 4-inch barrel. So you are going to get a whole lot of capacity, a whole lot of shootability, a whole lot of accuracy for a low price and a low weight. Downside of that is you're going to spend $400 for your first box of ammo, but the gun's under $400, so it made the list. It's got a great trigger, it's got a really good reset, the ergonomics are amazing, and so far, at least with mine, has been super reliable. We have a standard set of steel sights, which work great for concealed carry, home defense, all kinds of fun stuff. The gun's a little bit bigger, so it's gonna be a little bit hard to conceal, but it's gonna be just as comfortable to carry as most of your compact guns, because again, it's super lightweight. If you have arthritic hands, if you're recoil sensitive, awesome way to go. The magazines are easy to load, and the round is very light recoiling. If you want to shoot a good bit of distance, these shoot very flat out to even 100 yards. So I would consider the Rock 5.7 an absolute excellent choice, as long as you know what you're going into, because it is a cheap gun, but 5.7 by 28 is very expensive pistol ammunition. Now, it's a small rifle round, so you get a good bit of performance, but it is going to be a little bit more expensive. However, I absolutely think it's worth it. It's like shooting a 22 that can actually do something when you hit the target. In number 6 is going to be the Ruger Predator rifle. Now, this is actually my second version of this rifle. You'll probably be seeing the first shots here pretty soon, and I think this is probably the best bolt action rifle for the money. I like the Savage Axis, don't get me wrong, but the Ruger Predator offers a lot more for just a little bit more money, and you can find these for the sub $400 price point, which is, in my opinion, pretty crazy. You get around 1-2 MOA for sure with accuracy, which is nuts. You get access to the magazine pattern of pretty much any rifle you want. This is just a standard Magpul mag that you put in there. So not only you get a high mag capacity, you get a pretty decent action with the Ruger Predator, you get a very accurate barrel, and you get a huge amount of caliber options. This one's actually in 300 blackout. My other one is in 5.56. So you can have a lot of different calibers for whatever you choose. And honestly, I know a lot of rifles you can buy a different barrel, you can put a different barrel on, but with the Ruger Predator, it's so cheap, you could basically just buy a different rifle and have a different rifle for each purpose if you want to go that way as well. Or you could just get a 5.56 or a 308 or a 6.5 Creedmoor and just have it for your one gun and still be pretty successful. My barrel length on this one, I think, is 18 inches, so you could definitely still defend your home with it if you needed to. It comes with good ergonomics. It comes in a bunch of different colors. It's got a good recoil butt pad. It comes with a Picatinny rail right on top, all ready to go, so you can put a optic on it if you want. I have the PLX Compact on there right now. Nice 1-8 for just the 300 blackout. It's just a 0 to 300 yard rifle, so it would make for a good hunting optic as well. Overall, I think it's a great gun, stupid reliable, and there's a lot of different things you can use a bolt action rifle for. You know, you can range defense, home defense if you need to. Really good hunting gun, obviously a fun gun to go out and plink around with, and probably the best bolt action rifle you can get for the sub $400 price point. In at number 5 is gonna be a micro pistol. If you're in a concealed carry and you want to get it for 400 bucks, great way to go. This is the Meadow MC9, one of the coolest new micro pistols on the market for this year. Magazine capacity of 12 or 15 rounds, 3-inch barrel, about a 20 overall ounce of weight, making it very lightweight, very small, very thin and easy to carry. Comes with a pre-cocked striker trigger, so you get a very good trigger pull, very accurate and very fast. Has an optics mounting system for the 507, has steel sights right out of the box, so if you don't want to change them, you absolutely don't have to. Front slide serrations and pretty decent magazines from Metgar, so the mags are going to be quality, the gun's going to be reliable, and it's going to be small enough to carry and big enough to fight with, which is super important. If you're looking for one gun like your first pistol, this is a really good way to go. It's a little bit bigger than the P365, but smaller than something like a Glock 19, so it's going to be right in that sweet spot where it's going to be, like I said, easy to carry and pretty easy to shoot. One of the best triggers on the market in a gun sub $400. Hard to go wrong with the Canik MC9. And at number 4, my old baby. Obviously they have new models of this, but this is my M&P 22. Now I know 22 doesn't hit hard, but it humps like a sewing machine, if you know what I mean. So as long as you put 30 in the right spot, she'll like that. This is back before you could buy cool M-lock rails and all that stuff for it. And this is my old kitted out one. I think this actually has an airsoft rail on it, believe it or not. But for a 22, you don't need that much. This is a 22 caliber AR style rifle that is kind of an AR trainer. And not only is it a good AR trainer, but it's also a stupid reliable 22 rifle, which is good for everything. You could honestly use this for home defense, not ideal, but it would work. Good trigger, obviously takes all the AR accessories that you would want, from sights to grips to stocks. You can switch it out to whatever you want, or you can keep it stock because it's pretty decent that way as well. Comes with its included 30 or 20 round magazines, depending on what state you're in. You can get a 16-inch barrel, or you can get the pistol versions, and I would consider it one of, if not the most reliable 22 rifle I've ever shot, even more reliable than my Ruger 1022, which was on the under 300 video. So I would consider this a slight step up, not only reliability, but it's very accurate, and the ergonomics are the exact same as an AR, so not only is it a really good trainer, but it's also, in my opinion, more ergonomic and easier to shoot. I freaking love this gun. I've had this one for over 10 years, and I have tons and tons of rounds through it. As long as you use good ammo and you clean it, it's gonna keep on running like a top, and you're gonna get a lot of good years out of this gun. Now, in at number 3, if size matters to you, the Bear Creek Arsenal. This is an actual AR-15, not a 22 playing one on TV. The Bear Creek Arsenal, in my opinion, is the best AR you can get for under $400, which is extremely impressive for the reliability and the features that we've got for it. Now, I'm not saying that you are gonna have that experience with budget guns, especially very budget semi-automatic rifles. Sometimes it's up to the particular gun that you buy, but in our experience, this has been very reliable. So this has an M-lock rail out of the box. It has an A2 flash hider, no frills, just regular mil-spec parts, standard 16-inch direct impingement rifle that comes with whatever magazines you want, 10, 20, 30. You see where I'm going with this. You can add any accessories you want. We have a Streamlight Pro Tac on there, and it ran very well. We have a Holosun red dot. We kind of went with a budget build on this, and it worked out great. We have 1,000 rounds for this now, and you'll be seeing that review here someday when my ear gets better and I can actually shoot more ARs. Right now I have tinnitus, so my bad on that. That's one of the reasons why we're making so many top 5s, but you guys like them, so we're making them. Now, overall, is this the best AR you can buy? Is it made of the best materials? Is it gonna be 100% mil-spec in every way? Is the bolt carrier made of adamantium? No, it's absolutely not. But for 400 bucks, it's gonna run at least 1,000 rounds. It's gonna run it reliably, and I think it's gonna be one of the best home defense weapons you can buy for under 400 bucks. The AR-15, make no mistake, is, in my opinion, the best self-defense weapon that you can buy at the gun store. If you are a small-statured woman and you are afraid of an AR-15, don't be. They have very low recoil, they're very easy to shoot, lots of points of contact. It's a 5-pound gun with a 5-pound trigger. They're very accurate and they're very lethal up close. That's one of the reasons why everybody wants to ban them in the first place, because they're extremely effective. Now, criminals don't care about gun laws. They're probably gonna have one of these, so if you live in a high-risk area, maybe you should too. At the very least, you can have an even fight. And honestly, if you spend a little more and train a little bit more, bad guys generally don't train, you're gonna be better off. For number 2, we're going old school, because how could we not? I said before, track record and reliability mean the most to me. And when I want a self-defense gun, I don't always care how accurate it is, I don't always care how fast it is, but I always care how reliable it is. And if you're talking about reliability, you gotta bring up Mossberg. This is the Mossberg 500. This is actually my 410, but hey, they can't all be 12 gauges, and I have a Mossberg 410, so I'm just gonna talk about it.
Woo! I love this. This is so fun.
The Mossberg 500 is the other highest selling shotgun next to the Remington 870, and in my personal opinion, comes with slightly better ergonomics, slightly better build quality, and I don't think they've fallen off quite as much in quality manufacturing as Remington has over the last decade. So if you go out and buy a new Mossberg, there's a better chance it's gonna work than a Remington 870. Now the Remington 870 is a great gun, but over the last few years, the company has been drastically mismanaged, and because of that, they put out subpar equipment, in my opinion again, compared to the Mossberg. Now the other reason why I like the Mossberg more is because of the safety, which is going to be universal. If you're left-handed, if you're right-handed, you can use it all the same, and it's just really easy to access on the top of the gun. Now it's a little bit harder to use with a pistol grip, so remember that. Maybe the crossbolt on the Remington is going to be better, but as far as Remington versus Mossberg, I prefer Mossberg. I think they're more reliable, I think they're made better, and I like the safety better. That being said, both of them come in tons of different calibers. Both of them are pump action shotguns, and both of them need a little bit of practice to use, but once you do, they're incredibly useful and they're incredibly lethal. Again, for home defense, for self-defense, for plinking, for bird shooting, for skeet, for deer hunting, for, I don't know, fucking water buffalo. Whatever you want to use it for, you can use it for that, because they come in 12 gauge, 20 gauge, 28 gauge, 410, and again, all the barrel lengths are available. The ammunition is available, obviously, because whatever shotgun ammo that you can find, a Mossberg will probably feed, and on top of that, I think they're easier to feed, and I think they're going to be more reliable overall. The cool part about the Mossbergs, you can even use the mini shells, unlike the Remingtons, so I think that's a cool addition as well. If you have something like this old school Remington 500 field here that's meant for shooting dove, and in a pinch you need it to get a burglar, it can do that too. I know that a lot of people tell you that this is going to scare away the bad guy, but in my experience, the barrel end works better. Now, there won't be any honorable mentions for this video because we already did a sub 300, and in a couple of weeks we're going to do a sub 500. So if you're into that, feel free to subscribe, and in a couple weeks we'll have a few more of these lists out for you in case you didn't go too Black Friday crazy. That being said, let's get into it with number one, the CZ P10S. Now, I absolutely love the P10 series, and I can't believe these days you can find them for under $400, but you can. So here we are. The CZ P10S is the subcompact version of the P10 series. They are striker-fired polymer frame pistols, and they have a good capacity, size, weight, and price ratio. As you can see, this one here has a 12-round mag, but they come with 15s as well. You can even stick the big ones in there from the larger guns, which is really great. They have a very low slide mass, equating to very low recoil. You get really high in the gun. The grip is very comfortable, and most importantly for me, the trigger guard is large, and the trigger is very nice. As you can see here, fast follow-up shots, very low recoil, and a great light trigger, which makes it an awesome overall pistol. I would be very comfortable carrying this concealed. It's very easy. It's not much bigger than a Micro 9, and you could use this for home defense by slapping a light on the rail, and it'd be a very formidable home defense gun. You could put a big 17-round magazine in this if you want to as your backup or for a self-defense gun, and this could literally be a do-it-all gun for you for under $400. These are stupid reliable, they're super accurate, and they come from a good company with a great track record. These are pre-used in-house, so they're not as sticky as a lot of modern guns that you get today because they haven't been run. They have good controls that are ambi, so if you're left or right-handed, you can use it no matter what. Overall, I think it's the best gun for under 400 bucks because I think you can use it for everything, and I think it's probably going to be the best handgun you could get for under 400 bucks as well. If you like this video, if you like this content, make sure to like and subscribe. We'd really appreciate it. If your list was different than mine, make sure to put it in the comment section below. I love watching your guys' list because sometimes, honestly, I just forget about a gun and I can do a review on it later. So it helps me either way. So thank you guys for watching. Please help our Oklahoma shelters and remember to recycle. I'll check you later.
King of the hill. Lily. What are you doing, my little snow princess? What are you doing? Are you helping me take filler?